Egg shortage? Is someone messing around with our protein sources on purpose? I'm not eating crickets. I'm not eating worms either. There are things we can do to improve our food security. I'm here today to talk about one way that you can grow your own protein. Did you know that there are food forest plants that are high in protein? Protein rich, protein dense. And for you people that are going to comment that all plants have protein, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about amino acids and DNA. I'm talking about plants that are dense in complete nutritional protein. In general, legumes or beans are very high in protein, but that's not what I'm talking about. The plants I'm talking about are going to grow well in a Florida food forest. Down south, they'll grow better than they do up north. So let's get into it. This is my list of high protein food forest crops. So for comparison, 100 grams of steak, which is about 3.5 ounces, contains about 22 grams of protein. 100 grams of spinach contains 3.2 grams of protein. And 100 grams of egg, which is about 2 large eggs, contains about 12 grams of protein. Plant number 1, pigeon pea. Peas in these immature pods, the green peas that you can eat raw, contain approximately 7.2 grams of protein per 100 grams. And these dried beans that you would have to cook contain a whopping 21.7 grams of protein per 100 grams of beans. That's almost as much as a steak. It's probably not attractive as an edible landscape plant, but it's a great food forest plant. Plant number 2 is Moringa. It's February, so there's not much growth happening here. Fresh Moringa leaves contain 6.7 grams of protein. If you dry those into a powder, it'll be much more concentrated, 27.1 grams of protein. That's more than a steak. Moringa is a great food forest tree. It's easy to grow, easy to propagate. May not be attractive as an edible landscape plant, however. Plant number 3 is Katuk. The fresh leaves contain about 6.4 grams of protein per 100 grams of leaves. I couldn't find an estimate of protein based on dry leaves like I could the Moringa. Katuk is a great food forest plant, and in my opinion, it's attractive enough that it could be used in an edible landscape as well. Plant number 4 is Chaya. This is kind of a sad example of a Chaya plant. They get much bigger than this. This one was toppled over by Hurricane Ian. Actually, all of my Chaya plants were affected by Hurricane Ian. Chaya contains 5.7 grams of protein per 100 grams of leaf. You have to boil the Chaya leaves before you can eat them. This is a close-up of what the leaves look like. This is another plant, in my opinion, that could be used in an edible landscape. Obviously, it's a good food forest plant. Plant number 5 is longevity spinach. It contains about 4.5 grams of protein per 100 grams of leaf. Very attractive plant. This could easily be a ground cover in an edible landscape. I have it planted all over in my food forest. It's easy to propagate, fast growing, spreads very quickly. Longevity spinach is also used medicinally for a variety of ailments. And last but not least, well, kind of least, plant number 6 on my list is Okinawan spinach. It's mixed here with some longevity spinach. The Okinawan spinach has the darker leaves with purple. Okinawan spinach contains approximately 4.5 grams of protein per 100 grams of leaves. This is another plant that could easily be used in an edible landscape. And Okinawan spinach is also used medicinally. And there you have it, my top 6 high protein food forest plants.